And now, your weather authority. Sponsored by Red Pest Solutions, celebrating 70 years.
Well, welcome back, South Mississippi. Things looking a little foggy out there right now in many locations, but not so active out there in the tropics right now. All of your hurricane season content here, brought to you by Mississippi Power, of course. And there hasn't been a lot of content over the last few weeks, which, again, just fine with me. Hope it stays that way, though it is showing a very weak signal trying to form out and about this area here in about a week's time. So we've still got several days before we even really have much of a chance at seeing too much happening out there. And even that one's a pretty low end chance. So does it earn a name and become Nestor, likely the last storm of the season? We'll have to wait and find out. Still locally, though, as we look outside, we've got some blue sky, we've got some sunshine, but we also have some clouds. All this moisture here at the ground is starting to break up and lift as things get a little bit on the warmer side. You can still see that haziness and fogginess out there in the distance, though. So there are still some pockets of issues, and we still have dense fog advisories active until about 9 o'clock. Though would not surprise me if those start dropping off pretty quickly. We did have some wind coming in from the south, pretty light, upwards of 4 is the highest we've seen all morning, now 6 over there in Poplarville. But that's moving just enough air to keep it from forming too much in the way of fog on the coastline. But we did have a problem with that inland earlier with dense fog, a big horseshoe of dense fog, basically kind of right up through the Pine Belt and down towards the eastern coast there. But as we take a look at right now, you can see visibility has improved dramatically. Still a few pockets reporting pretty low numbers, but no dense fog criteria showing up anymore, and not likely that we'll develop it at this point as we keep warming. And we've warmed from 61, which was the coolest we ended up in Gulfport, now to 67 degrees out there, and almost seeing some 70s already popping up out there. Oh, there was one behind me over there in Bogalusa. Looked like it had just hit 70. So we'll keep warming as we head into later on this afternoon. Expect to get up to 77, making our much warmer morning just a slightly warmer afternoon, only 1 degree warmer than yesterday's high, but this morning's low was a good 10 degrees in a few locations warmer than yesterday, with again that dense morning fog now just starting to break up, but likely to come back as we head into tomorrow. In fact, the next really rest of the week is looking very similar in terms of our temperature and our humidity, if anything only going up a little bit. So we're likely to have those foggy issues sticking with us, a few clouds hanging on as we head through the night. Or rather cloudy in a few areas now, and expecting that to slowly thin. Now, the clouds are just going to keep coming back. I do expect as we head into today, we'll end up with some sun getting through tomorrow afternoon, as well as a relative high kind of builds into the area. Here, 7 o'clock, you're seeing mostly clear skies. Of course, the sun's been down by that time, but they did break up a little bit earlier than that. But fronts keep coming just close enough to increase that southerly pull. Then it transitions into another frontal system. Now we're in the warm sector once again. Clouds increase through Thursday. Even a few spotty showers and thunderstorms there for Friday. And then by the time this catches up to us here, it could bring us a few showers for Saturday morning as well before we finally get some cooler and drier air. So it's still springtime basically all the way up until Friday into Saturday, where we get into the mid 60s for our lows and almost 80 for our highs there. But that's right when things start cooling down, just not as dramatically as the last front, only dropping down a few degrees into the mid 70s with mornings falling down towards normal.